Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you are well. Today's conversation is about wasted life and the feeling that a lot of people have about wasting their life. Um, and this conversation was actually inspired by a previous video that I put out called Watch This If You Feel Like You're Behind in Life or something like that. Basically, the whole idea was about being a late bloomer and how, we sometimes feel like we're behind in life. And the summary, TLDR, is we're not. You're not behind in life. You're exactly where you need to be. Hopefully, you can hear me. Please let me know if I sound okay. If I'm too loud or too low, please let me know. But yeah, so that conversation sparked another question, right? It was another question that was asked about, like, what do you do if you feel like you're wasting your life? Or if you feel like you've wasted your life, like it's too late for you, like the life that you've lived has been trash. And we're going to talk about that today. So I'm excited about this conversation. This conversation was also inspired by a conversation I had with my friend Alexis. Um, You're Not Behind in Life, a song that I created called Late Bloomer. Black Girl Country Living, a podcast where they talked about soil and nature, the creator, as in God. And also, this was also inspired by the passing of my great aunt Eunice. Um, yes. So my aunt has, been in my life my whole life, my great aunt, and she is no longer with us. She passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't really mourned how I need to mourn, um, but I am sad. But this conversation hopefully will lighten the mood a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna cry, and that's okay. But good morning, everybody. I'm happy that you're here. Yay. Let me breathe and say hello to everybody. Hi, Rice and Butter. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Hey, Aline Mika. Hello. Oh, you call me a goddess. You're so nice. Good morning. Good morning. Like recognizes like. Hi, Anra Israel. Hello. Hi, let's talk about it with Mara. Hello. Hi, welcome. Hi, Diamond Frost. Hi, Purple Pink. Love that name. Hola. Hi, Mr. Action. Hello. Hi, I am not Jessica. Okay, I feel you. Feeling like you're behind in life. I understand that. Hi. Hey, ADR Brown. Hello. Good morning, Artist Temple. Good morning, Learning to Live. Hello, Little Light. Oh, I love that name. Hello. Nicole Love. Hello. Diamond Frost. Good morning. Good morning. Inya. Hello. Hello. Hi, Learning to Live. Hi, PTPO. Oh, awesome. Your workday is almost finished. Wonderful. I'm already getting emotional, you guys, and I think that's okay. Um, Hi, Shayla Azard. Hello. So I'm a little heavy because this weekend we're going to go bury, and put to rest my great aunt Eunice. I mean, I've talked about her before on this podcast video, however you're listening to this, about how one thing that stuck with me that she said is, I'm going to live until I die. And one thing I can say about her is that she did. She lived until she passed away. A couple of weeks ago, she coded actually. You know, she coded and sorry, trigger warning for anybody listening, but she coded, and so we thought that we were gonna say our final farewells, and the next day, she was up, she was talking, she was coherent, enough. We got to comfort her, rub her feet, just make try to make her feel as comfortable as possible before we headed home. And while she was, you know, while she wasn't there the first time we visited her, one thing I said to her was, whether I see you, when you wake up, or, I love you. And, yes. So, and I was happy to see her the next day, like, oh my God, she's awake, she's alert, she's alive, she's yet in the land of the living. And maybe a week, a week later, she was gone. And so I've been dealing with a lot of grief lately, a lot of grief around things and situations, letting go of stuff. But I would be a liar if I said that her life was a waste, right? Like, her life is, still impacting me today. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you all's condolences and hugs. I really appreciate that. Aline Mika says, I haven't mourned my mom's transition fully either. She's become an ancestor this May. I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm sending you so much love. Mourning takes so much energy and time. And I feel like I haven't really given myself time to mourn a lot of things. So, yes, happy mourning to you, you know? Though it's not, morning isn't happy, it's not fun, it doesn't feel good, but it is healthy, right? It is healthy, it is holy. Mourning is holy, mourning is sacred. And giving yourself time to mourn is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. So I'm sending you so much love, A-Line Mika. Ooh, let me get myself together. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Purple Pink. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you all. Thank you. Okay. So, Wing It with 500. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for your condolences. I didn't plan on starting it this way, but when you sit and you pause for a second, your feelings kind of catch up with you. So I appreciate you all creating space for me to be able to mourn. May the love you both shared become the balm for your heart. Thank you. Woo! Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Of course. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So this conversation was again inspired by a video I put out about feeling like a late bloomer or feeling like you're behind in life. And the gist of that video, like I said, is that you're not. You're exactly where you need to be. Maybe you are a late bloomer. You're in good company. So am I. And that conversation kind of got started because I was feeling behind because it took me a long time to graduate. It took me 9 years to graduate. I always feel like I'm behind with my friends and things like that. And I realized, you know what? I'm my own person. I'm my own plant. You know what I'm saying? So let me just shut the window because I thought it was going to be some, nature sounds and it's just cars. But anyway, yeah. So under that video, a lot of people were saying, okay, that's wonderful, but I feel like I've wasted so much of my life. I have wasted so much of my life, milling around and not really being committed to anything. Like we've all felt that, like, am I wasting my life? Oh, I've spent so much time. I wasted so much time. And I know I've said that myself. And I had to sit with myself and really be like, nah, it's not wasted. And this also, again, like I said, was sparked by a conversation I had with my friend Alexis talking about compost, which we'll get to in a second. But yes, thank you all. And thank you for sending love to A-Line Mika too, y'all. I appreciate that. If I may, in Oriental medicine, the stage was what's called false spirit, where the young spirit is rising to separate from their yin, corporeal. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Like a last chance to connect on their way. Yes. Okay. Yes. So when my Aunt Eunice was up and awake and talking and things like that, I was worried that it was like, oh, this is like the last, like the last hurrah before she transitions. But I am happy, though I'm sad I miss her. I am happy that I got to see her making jokes and being herself and being spicy and being present. And I love that that's like my last memory of her, hearing her voice. So I appreciate you sharing that, that last like hoorah, you know what I mean? Like coming together for their loved ones and then so that she can transition peacefully. I'm happy for that. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you for your condolences. I appreciate that. Yes, yes. Sending love and hugs to Alicia and to everyone here dealing with the recent loss and grief. Yes. Thank you so much, Maya Spikes. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hi, LB. Hello. Purple Pink says, you got a chance to connect and tell her you loved her before she fully transitioned. A blessing. Exactly. I'm grateful. I am grateful. Though I miss her, I am grateful. LB, it's really good to see you. Paid to Talk says, love your channel so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Scotchy says, thanks for sharing your vulnerability with you. Thank you for being a safe space to share my vulnerability because y'all could be like, boo. We didn't come here for that. So I appreciate you all seeing my humanity and honoring that. I really appreciate that. Okay. So I'm going to go to my notes. And try not to cry, but I made a video about how you're not behind in life in a song called Late Bloomer. And it's about judging ourselves, on these made up timelines, like this idea of I should be here. I should have done this. Like I haven't, achieved what I needed to achieve. I'm not the 30 under 30. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you, Mommy and Aunt Eunice. I love our ancestors. Same. Woo. And we're going to talk a little bit about them too. So, thank you, Villainous Crone. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I love y'all too. I appreciate that. That's beautiful. I'm glad you were able to experience that. Me too. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I mean, I'm not sorry. Let me take a deep breath. Okay. So under that video, I got a lot of comments about being behind in lives or feeling like people have wasted their lives, right? That somehow their life is a waste because they have not achieved what they wanted to achieve in the time that they wanted to achieve it. They haven't I guess, like, gotten married at the time they want to get married. They haven't, you know, I'm trying, y'all. Excuse me. They haven't done the things that they wanted to do, or like they haven't done what looks like achievement in their eyes in their own life. And so a lot of people feel like they have wasted their life. Or, they were in a relationship with somebody for years and they broke it off. And now they feel like, oh, I've wasted 10 years with this person, or 20 or 25 or 30, however many long, right? Like I've wasted all this time, as if like their life no longer is worth anything because of what has been lost, because of what has been experienced, felt, and lost. So yeah, so we all know what that feels like. And thank you, baby. Thank you. Hi, Lady T from South Carolina. Hello. Aw, Eline Mika helping me to process. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. And hello, Dexter. Hello, hello. And I appreciate that, Lady T. Thank you. Anna Israel says, realizing we have spent most of our lives in false religions. It's true. We have. We have. And even like this idea of time, right? This idea of time and what our lives should look like, what success looks like. You know what I mean? Like that in itself is a religion. And if you're not holding yourself to those standards, right? Living your life in that way, you feel like a failure. You feel like you have to make some sort of repentance, or like pay somebody some penance. Like you have to be punishing yourself because you have not achieved what you think makes you worthy. Like you have not done what makes you look at yourself as worthy in your own eyes. Oh, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that. Hello, Rabia. Hello. Oh, Mara, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And good morning. Good morning. LB says, thank you. I drop everything when you're live. Oh, that's so sweet, LB. You're so beautiful and loving. Your topics are always so meaningful and timely. I appreciate it. Thank you, LB, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Like literally, because of the internet, y'all could literally be anywhere that y'all want to be, but you're here with me. So I appreciate that. And thank you so much, Aline Mika. Remember to thumbs up the live to show Alicia love. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, that really helps out the video, the algorithm, all the things. I appreciate you all. Okay, let's take a deep breath, everybody. Let's just do an inhale through the nose. I'm going to mute myself because I probably have some residual mucus. Well, hold on. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to exhale. We're going to take another deep breath in through our nose. And we're going to exhale. One more. Inhale through the nose. Just relaxing a little bit, relaxing your shoulders and settling in. And then exhale. Okay. I appreciate that. I hope that you're breathing. I needed that breath. Thank you for your patience and your kindness. Okay. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome again. Thank you for being here. As I said, I posted a video talking about feeling behind in life, and that's a feeling that I know very well. I feel like I've been a late bloomer in a lot of instances in my life, and I've also looked back on my life with hatred for myself, with feeling down on myself and feeling like, girl, you wasted your life with this person or in this place, or you spun, your wheels too long, you stayed too long, you endured too much, like feeling like I've wasted my life. And from, again, conversations with my friends, my ancestors, the songs that I create, just like God, nature, I came to this conclusion. They helped me come to this conclusion. Okay, so I got a lot of comments about how people feel like they've wasted their life, right? As if their lives are garbage, piling up in a landfill. As if their life is toxic in some way, like toxic waste, right? Like we look at the years that have passed that may not have gone as we wanted them to as toxic waste. We look at it as trash, as garbage, as, things that are thrown away. Like we're not even going to talk about it anymore. Look at it. This is garbage. Like this is garbage, right? And so, but you are alive and well. Like you are organic. You're not garbage. You're not garbage. Your life, your past is not trash, but it's compost. Your life is compost. So I talked about my friend Alexis. We were sitting and having a conversation, and she said something so profound. And she said, I realized I wasted nothing in my life. Everything is compost. And I said, what a concept, right? What a concept that maybe my life isn't garbage. Maybe my life is actually compostable. Maybe everything that has happened in my life is organic and I can use that for my benefit to create a richer, fuller life. So we talked about here before how we are people of the soil. Like I've said that before, like we're people of the soil. Like what happens in the body mirrors what happens in the earth. Like we're from the earth, we're formed from the earth. And when we pass away to the earth, we will go back, right? This idea of, going back into the earth, being made up of gold, essentially. Like earth, soil is like the richest thing that you can find. And so we're made up of those things, right? We're breathing, walking gardens. We're breathing and walking gardens. And so to say that anything that we create, anything that we experience, any space that we take up is garbage is a lie. It's a lie. You're not garbage. Your life is not garbage. You don't create garbage. You don't experience garbage, right? You experience natural, organic things. And though we don't necessarily need those things anymore, if it's a bad situation that may have happened, we can use those things as compost to refill our wells, to revitalize ourselves, to bring us back to life. Nothing in our life is wasted. Nothing. God wastes nothing. Nothing is wasted. It's us who can't see the value in things. It's humans who create garbage. It's humans who define things as disposable or not. The reason why we have landfills, right? The reason why things won't decay is because of humans' creations, things that are not organic, right? Things that are not organic. You think of plastics and what else? Mostly I'm thinking about plastics, rubbers, things that don't go back into the earth. It's things that we have refined. We've taken it out of the earth. We have taken all the organic matter out of it and have created things that are convenient for us, but they are not convenient for the earth, right? But everything that we experience is organic. Everything that we are is organic. Okay, so nothing in our lives is wasted. Nothing. Nothing is garbage. Even the pain that I've experienced isn't a waste. It shouldn't have happened, but it's not a waste, right? The beautiful thing, and I love God, so here I go. The beautiful thing about God is that God will take the most disgusting thing, or the things that we consider disgusting. God will take the ugliest things and turn it into something beautiful. God is the ultimate botanist, the ultimate alchemist, the ultimate creator, the ultimate artist. And one thing that artists do is take things that people may think by itself is trash or garbage, right? They take the color wheel, the basic colors, right? And they create a masterpiece with that thing. They take fruits and vegetables that maybe nobody wants, right? And they create smoothies. We take, again, even raw material, even though they pervert it, right? They pervert it and create other things with it. And God is the ultimate artist. And so God will take things that we consider dirty, yuck. I say yuck because my mom says yuck, whatever. So yuck, right? Things that are that we consider dirty, soil, and create human beings, walking, breathing gardens who produce life, who have the power of impacting everything they touch, everyone they touch, for good or for bad, right? That's how this things work. That's how this things works. That's how these things work, excuse me. So God is the ultimate chemist, the ultimate botanist, the ultimate alchemist. God takes what is painful, what folks call ugly, right? What is discarded and broken, and recreates something beautiful, including you. Exactly. Thank you, Crispy Crunchy. I love that name, by the way. Yes, nature makes no waste. Nature does not waste. Humans waste. We waste. And we create waste, again, by perverting nature. Yes. Okay, there's an artist I want to shout out, Enough by MNT. And yes. Hold on one second. MNT. She is an artist and she upcycles. She takes things that people think are trash and creates art from it. Hold on one second. And I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but she's dope. I'm going to share her channel with you. Copy and paste. Yay. Okay, so yes. So God is the ultimate chemist, like I said. Even our soil, right? Even our soil. We are people of the soil. What is happening in the soil is happening in us, in our bodies. Oops, I didn't press enter. What's happening in us is happening in our bodies. We spend our entire lives being afraid of soil. We talked about that before. We spend our entire time trying not to get dirty. And I feel like I wrote an essay about it. And I think some of the fear we have around soil is that reminder that we came from it. It's humbling. It's humbling, and it's a sober reminder of where we will end up. at some point, right? So we spend our entire lives trying to run away from soil when that is the place where we find God. That is the place in nature where we find peace and healing. Like, anyway, I geek out. Anyway, okay, so yes. So we're people of the soil, and what is happening in the soil, like I said, is happening in us. So we spend our entire lives being afraid of it because it reminds us of where we are going to end up one day. But even the body passes away. Even though the body passes away, the body becomes compost. When and if we pass away, we will be in the ground, and even our bodies, our decaying bodies, become compost, become beneficial. Everything about you, whether you're living or you've passed away, everything about you is beneficial and helpful. Everything about you is alive, right? Everything about you is alive. So how can you say then that your life is a waste, that your life is trash? How can you dare say something like that your life is trash, when even in your death, you create life, right? Okay. Even in our death, we give life, just like the circle of life. Like we think about like Lion King, and it's like, yeah, the antelope eats the grass and the lion eats the antelope, and then the lion passes away, and then the grubs eat the lion, and, and it feeds into the earth, into the plants, all that stuff, right? Rabia says, my partner upcycles and customizes sneakers. That's cool. Not a lot of business, but he enjoys doing that. I love that. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. LB says, I think I feel more disappointment and shame more than regret. But you're right. We have to find ways to use our experiences to keep growing, to continue growing. Exactly. Hi, Janine. Janine's World. I need to hear this. That makes me happy. I hope it's helpful. I really hope it's helpful. And happy early birthday, turning 59, trying to think more positive about my life. I have been feeling stuck in life. I feel you. And happy early birthday. That's a blessing. A lot of people don't make it to 59. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay. Yes. Isn't God amazing? Listen, everything is poetry to me, okay? Because God is romantic. God is an artist. And nature speaks. Nature teaches. Okay. So the circle of life. So my great aunt Eunice, talking about death, has passed away. She's no longer living in her physical body, but her life and the lives that she's touched will live on forever. Her messages, her lessons, her love will be compost for all of us. Her life will be compost to all of us. And one thing, like I said, she said, is I'm going to live until I die. And that she did. She lived until she died. I think of all my ancestors and the rich life I am living because of their everything being compost for my soil. Their love for me, even though they never existed, right? Like I think of hands that are older and swollen, and hands that I probably won't recognize, and faces that look like mine that I've never seen, voices I've never heard, right? But even them, even though history has forgotten them, I have not forgotten them. Their DNA lives in my body. Even their being, right? Their being created me. Their life created me, even though I never met them. I know my voice sounds like the voices of all the people who came before me. My vocal cords are made up of other people. My eyes, right? My eyebrows, how my eyebrow doesn't, grow on one side, right? My freckles, all these things helped to create me. None of it was wasted. Their strength, their resilience, their wisdom, their spirituality, their song, their dance, their art lives through me, right? The lives of the ancestors that lived before you, you are made up of them. You're made up of them. Even they have not wasted their lives. Their lives was not a waste. Even though their freedom was stolen from them, even their lives have not been wasted. Ooh, compost. What is compost? Compost is decaying material used as plant fertilizer. Again, compost is decayed organic material. I keep saying matter. Decayed organic material used as plant fertilizer. It improves crop yields. So I'm going to come back to this. The benefits are they improve crop yields. They reduce greenhouse gases because it's not wasted. It's put to use, right? It improves the quality of the soil, and it requires minimal labor. It makes things easier. And so this is all going to be important in a second. I'm going to bring it back. So there is no waste in your life, only compost. Only compost. We can take situations and turn them into good. We can be alchemists as well, right? You're never starting from scratch. No matter what you're doing, like you're never, like we always say, like, yeah, I gotta start over from scratch. I gotta erase everything and start all over. You're never starting over. You're using the compost of your past experiences to make different decisions now. Even in your life, like I said, even in your life, you are composting your life even when you're not thinking about it. You don't go a certain place because, you had a bad experience here, or you don't talk to that person because all of that is compost. All of that is information. Nothing is a failure. It's all information. It's all love. It's all beneficial. It's all beneficial. Don't insult yourself by calling your life trash, by calling your life a waste, by saying what happened before is a waste. Your life is holy and sacred. It is not trash. There's nothing wasted. There's nothing wasted. Whew. You've lived all this life and you have wisdom, knowledge, lived experiences to help you in the future. Like, again, even the things that we're ashamed of, right? Even the things that we're ashamed of, the things that we're like, oh, that's embarrassing. I don't want to talk about that. Or, oh, I'm so mad that I did that thing. I let this person do X, Y, and Z, whatever it is, right? Even that is beautiful and sacred. You have to have grace for yourself in those situations, because if you had not gone through those situations, you wouldn't know better now. You were doing literally the things that we look back on, with shame and regret and embarrassment. Like, we have to have grace for that person. We don't have to, but I think that we should have. We should have grace for that person, because that person was doing the best that they could with what they had at the time. They didn't know what we knew now. They didn't know what we know now. But now we know better. Right? Had we not gone through that thing, had we not let somebody waste our time, you know what I'm saying? Like, had we done the right thing, we would know better now. And we have to have grace for ourselves, because now we can use that compost as information and allow it to enrich our soil, ourselves, our mind, our hearts, right? We can allow that to, my nose is bleeding. Oh no. We can allow that to enrich our soil, right? And make better decisions later. This is a very human podcast, by the way. So here we are. Here we are. So like I said, you're never starting from scratch. It's not trash. You've lived all this life and you have wisdom, knowledge, and lived experiences to help you in the future. Even the worst situations, for example, right? We should ask ourselves, what is compostable from this situation? What can I compost? And how can I compost this? So I've written down some experiences that I've experienced. I've had my heart broken a million times. And the way that I can compost that is by helping it. Okay. Composting it means that it helps me to love, create, and live in the way that feels good to me. Also with past lovers, for example, right? I know what I like and what I don't. I know what I will tolerate and what I won't. That rhymed. Like, I know what's good for me and what's not. I know the signs now of a manipulator or an abuser or a cheater, right? Or a liar. I had no experience with any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no experience until I experienced it. And so now when I'm with people, I can read people very well. Oh, something in there is, and maybe I don't have to write them off completely because they're not the same person, right? But I can walk warily. Like, I'm like, I don't trust it because this reminds me of so-and-so, or this is what so-and-so did, right? Like, we're like, don't insult yourself. You're smart. You're learning. There is no shame. There is no shame. Another example that I wrote down is, you started a career or business you didn't like. So for me, I was a photographer and I started taking pictures professionally, and it was fun for a while until it wasn't, right? And I could look back on that and say, dang, I wasted all this time. I wasted years, money, gear, money for webinars and software and, courses and classes and programs. And I spent so much time and energy and money into this thing. And now I'm not even taking pictures of people professionally anymore. I could look at that like that, right? Or I could say, I learned how to craft my eye for taking photos. Taking photos helped me to meditate. It's a meditative process for me. Taking photos also helped me to connect with people, because yes, you are capturing someone's soul on film. You are, right? Like, I've been able to walk into rooms that I might not have been able to walk into, meet people who I may not have met, and also understand and learn about myself that I actually don't like being a professional photographer. And maybe that's a waste, or maybe that's information that I can use to make better decisions now. I actually don't like being paid to take pictures of people because it's not fun. And I would never know that, right? All these dreams that you have, like, oh, I want to try this. Every dream's not going to work out. And that's okay. It's not a waste. It's great because now that opens me up to other ways that I can use photography. All that stuff is not a waste. I still take pictures. I still meditate by taking pictures. I still love capturing people, but now I do it in a way that honors me and honors my passions and my ideas. You know what I'm saying? It's not a waste. I realize that I can do things in a different way, and I can begin again with what I have before. Just like my art projects, I have so many scraps of songs and poetry and writing and prose and fiction, right? That I have not shared or really put to use. And I could feel like that's a waste, or I can use those scraps and those ideas to create more art or just put it out to change it up, to change it up. I think about my art when I'm creating music. Sometimes I make loops in music inspired by old songs, right? And so somebody might say, I put out a song, it's over. No, like even the songs that I'm using is inspiration for me. It's also compost. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. For my degree, the thing that I felt so behind in life for, the thing that started me feeling behind in life, right? It was a 9-year degree, and I got a degree in deaf studies, with an F, meaning deaf culture, deaf history, linguistics, right? Yeah, all that good stuff, linguistics and stuff like that. And so I'm not using my degree right now. I'm not signing professionally. I'm not signing consistently. I still have, knowledge of signs and stuff. But one thing I did get from that is the connections and relationships with other people that I've made, experiences in academia to know it's not for me. I actually don't like the way that y'all teach. I'm actually not here for this, right? It also helped me to learn to be sensitive about accessibility for all folks, hearing, deaf, right? Disabled, differently abled. Studying language, though, was one of my favorite things that I got from my degree. Learning about linguistics and how people communicate and the roots of words and the roots of sign and, even learning about Black ASL, just like how we have AAVE for hearing folks, like we have Black ASL for deaf folks, right? Learning about all this stuff has inspired me even in my work. Nothing is wasted. And because it took me 9 years to get that degree, I was able to live from experience of time that I thought that I wasted to encourage and inspire other people. Other people were inspired by my story, which I seemed like was like, oh, this is so sad. Maybe 5 people will get it, right? 5 people will get it. No, the video that I posted about being behind in life has 200,000 plus views. And it's not a flex. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. But because I wasn't ashamed of what happened to me at that point, because I was for a long time, because I worked through my shame, right, and my fear, I was able to use that as compost to enrich other people's soil. To help, sometimes the things that we go through, and it's so cliche, right? And we hear it all the time, but some things we go through is not even for us. We'd be like, why did that happen? Why did I waste so much time? We don't even know. Sometimes, again, God the author, right? God the author, when you're reading a book and it's almost like a whodunit, all these clues are going through, you're reading the book of someone's life. You're reading the book of someone's life, right? And then you get to the end and it's like, oh, that's what happened. I think sometimes that happens with us. We go through situations, we don't know why we're here. We don't know what's happening. It's so annoying. I'm wasting time, energy, effort, money. And then you see later on why this needed to happen. Oh, okay. And again, not saying that some of the stuff needed to happen, right? Because I'm not saying that you should put yourself in harm's way and, be around harmful people and harmful situations to learn. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that God wastes nothing. Oh my gosh, it's a finch in the tree, a yellow finch. I wish I could turn around and show y'all, but this is magical. Near the hummingbird. That is dope. Anyway, okay. Okay. So yes, that was beautiful. God is beautiful. Okay. Let me bring it back in. Okay, so yes, God doesn't waste anything. God, you shouldn't waste anything either. And as people of the soil created in the image of God, right? Whatever you believe. If you believe that you are created in the image of God, then you know that you are also an alchemist. You are also an artist. And nothing in your life, because you're reflecting God, is a waste. Nothing is a waste. Not even the things that you're ashamed of. So the question I have for you is, what in your life needs to be composted? What in your life needs to be composted? I think about in this moment how, sorry, I'm looking at a comment, but give me 1 second. I think about in this moment how trash is creating greenhouse gases and all these different things. And it's just piling up. And it's Like, so I have a landfill near my house. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. So there's a landfill near my house, and trash is just piling up. And you could just see, like, the seagulls flying around it and all this other stuff. And it's just very annoying for me to see. And I think in our lives, we do that. We hoard things that we consider trash. And so we wonder why we feel so toxic and weighed down and dirty and shamed, because we're sweeping all this stuff under a rug that we're ashamed of, and we're not using it as fertilizer or compost to enrich and help our lives and or other people. There are things that we're ashamed of sharing, when sharing that thing would set other people free. I'm going to have a human moment right now, right? On a very small scale. So I grow chin hairs. And that's very annoying. And this is random, but it makes sense. Okay. This is annoying. I grow chin hairs. It makes me feel like less of a woman. It makes me feel like something's wrong with me, that like I'm not pretty. I'll be ashamed to show my face. I'll be ashamed to take up space and show myself to people, right? And even in this moment, I feel there's like a physical reaction of like, girl, we can't tell people that. Don't tell people you grow chin hairs, right? And then I went on someone else's channel and they talked about how they grow chin hairs too. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think this person is beautiful. I think they're beautiful. And I'm like, wow. So you grow chin hairs too? And I don't have to be ashamed of that. I don't have to feel like less than a woman. I don't have to be embarrassed. Look at y'all are talking about me too. Like, and even that, like even admitting that, right? Even admitting that is freedom to other people. Like I feel seen. I'm doing all the blood work. I'm doing all the, I'm trying to level my, the hormones in my body to figure out what the heck is wrong with me. Why am I doing this? It's so annoying, right? Like I'm trying to eat right. I'm exercising. I'm doing all the things, I'm going to electrolysis. I'm trying to get all this stuff done and it still pops up. And I think in a way, I feel like, and I don't know, this is also me. I be out here sometimes, but I think sometimes it takes like, I think sometimes some things linger a little longer because it wants you to make friends with it. Not to be ashamed of it. Not to like literally, I was ashamed of myself. I was ashamed of my face, my skin, because I'm a mammal and I grow hair. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like, no, I'm not going nowhere, girl, until you make friends with me, until, you accept that this is what happens, or you're no longer ashamed of yourself. Does that make sense? And so again, I feel like that's a waste. I've wasted so much time, money, energy, doctor's appointments, all this different stuff to figure out what's wrong with me. And it's still happening, right? It's still happening. And the whole time, what I really needed to learn, it was compost for me to learn how to love myself wholly. Even if I am, using air quotes, imperfect. Like, even if I have chin hairs, I'm still woman. I'm still fine. I'm still beautiful. I'm still talented. I still deserve to have my face seen. I don't have to hide like this. I don't have to, like, y'all be talking to people like this because I'm so ashamed. And it's like, how about I stand tall and like, actually, yes. Why, yes, I do. And what about it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Anyway. That was just like an aside. But what in your life? This is the question. Exactly. I can take up space. Period. Me and my little chin hairs. You know what I'm saying? And the question is like, what in your life is compostable? Because nothing is wasted. Maybe we have a choice in what gets wasted and what becomes compost. Right? Maybe we have a choice. Maybe the reason why you feel like your time has been trash is because you're looking at it like trash and you're hoarding it in a landfill when you should be taking things out, the organic matter out of that thing, because nothing that you create is a waste. Nothing. Maybe you need to take that organic matter out of that thing, right? Share it with yourself, like see it, honor it. Like, actually, you're not trash. How can I use this for the betterment of myself and maybe others? Because everything ain't for everybody. I understand. Some stuff is just for you. But for others, like, how can this be beneficial? Okay. But we are all made up of composted life or composted life. Our own lives, like, we're here because of the compost of the years before. I'm 33. There's 32 years of compost, right, behind me that has gotten me here, that on which I am living and breathing through, right? I'm not standing on because it's not a landfill, right? But it has enriched my soil if I look at it that way. If I choose to look at it that way, right? And so again, calling it trash would be overlooking the gift of compost. And the question is, how can you better honor yourself? How can you better honor your compost? How can you better honor yourself? It makes our lives, our relationships, our art, it makes ourselves richer, the compost. And so, like I said, I have songs on my computer that have been sitting, ideas, scraps of poems. I have experiences, right, that sucked, that felt horrible, that was awful. Choices I made that I'm not proud of, but it's not a waste because I'm not a waste. Nothing I do is a waste unless I choose to see it as waste. Unless I choose to see it as waste. Hold on. I just saw something. Deshaun Burns says, waxers be like, you want your neck done too? Listen, they will insult you, okay? They will shame you out of some money. Like, no, girl, actually, no. But I feel that. I get it. I do. I'm sorry, y'all. My nose is bleeding. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. It is what it be. I did cry earlier. I don't know. Anyway, so yes. So it makes our lives, relationships, and art richer. All of it is compost. At any time, you can decide to compost your life and begin wealthier and wiser, right? One benefit says that we listed, like, what are the benefits of composting? One benefit says it takes plants less time to bloom and flourish when there is compost. The thing is, like I said, you're never starting over, right? You're starting with new knowledge and information, which is helpful because now you know which way not to go. When you go down a wrong street and you get stuck in traffic and you're like, oh my God, I'll never go this way again. Right? You don't, I mean, hopefully you're not beating yourself up because you went down the wrong way, right? This time you're like, I didn't like that way before. Let me try a different way. What are some alternative routes? Let me open up Google Maps or whatever you use, Waze. Let me see what some alternative routes to go home or to go wherever you're going. It doesn't have to be home, right? The same thing with our lives. We went down a street. Oh, we didn't like it. Let me put this thing in reverse, go back to where I came from and go a different way. That's not a judgment on you. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. It's like, oh, now I know better. Now I know to do different. Okay. So yes, we are always learning and growing, and your compost can become the shortcut. Your compost the thing that you're ashamed of can be the shortcut, the secret sauce to help you grow faster or grow, better, healthier. For people like, saying like, oh yeah, I had 17 years of marriage. Now you know sooner what you want, what you don't want, what you're going to put up with and what you're not. And another note I want to say, like, people say like fail fast. It's the same thing. When you're failing fast, when you're trying to when you have a new idea and you're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to mess this thing up. No, go for the fail. Like, go for the flop. Go all in, right? Because you failing fast will help you learn what you like, what works and what doesn't faster. So you don't have to be sitting here like, oh, I want to do this, but what if that happens? Let's find out. Let's create compost in a healthy way. Obviously, don't go sabotaging your life. We don't want to do that. But you can actually take those things that you are, I guess, like ashamed of. I don't know what other word to say, but ashamed. The things that you're afraid of other people seeing, the failures, right? And take it and be like, okay, let me fail fast. So, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else. Oh, let's try something else. You know what I mean? So yes, that's one thing I want to say. Okay, so compost comes from living and breathing organics. Living and breathing organics. And you, right, as long as you're living and breathing, and even after that, you are a living, breathing, organic being. You're organic. And you're not wasting anything because you don't create waste. We use things that create waste, right? But humans create waste because we're using things that are perverted, that were natural and organic. Plastics, etc., right? Styrofoam, all that good stuff. But humans in general, everything we create, even the things that we, sit on the toilet to create, could be used well. Everything. And again, even when you leave this earthly body, your body will go back into the ground to become compost for other things, to become life for other things. Okay. Okay, so we may see apple cores, banana peels, poop, as garbage. But a farmer sees wealth, potential, resources, gold. And maybe it's our perception, our perspective that needs an adjustment. It's unsightly, it's stinky, it's usually not cute, like death, right? But even from death comes life. Even from death comes life. Choose not to see yourself and your life as a landfill, as something stagnant, something that is not growing or changing or benefiting. Your life is not a landfill. You are compost. You are a garden. You are not a landfill. You're not trash. Your life is not trash. Your past is not trash. You are a walking garden. Everything comes back into you, feeds you, and helps you to feed other people. Everything, again, even the stuff that you're ashamed of, like I talked about. It doesn't have to pollute your mind, your heart, and your life if you don't allow it to. It doesn't have to pollute your mind, heart, and your life if you don't allow it to. Because you are formed from the soil. And all that attaches to you is alive. Is alive. Nothing is wasted, even if you can't see it. And going back from the beginning, thinking about my ancestors being enslaved, for example, right? Names I don't know, faces that probably look like mine, hands twisted, brown, and familiar. I wonder if they knew that their life was not a waste. That makes me emotional. I would never say it was wasted, no matter if they were in bondage. Never. In me and all my freedom, and all my privilege, and all my accessibility, right? Like, I'm saying that my life is a waste. How dare I? I am made up of beautiful people. Nothing about me is a waste. Nothing about me is trash. Everything about me is sacred and holy. Everything. I'm handcrafted by the creator of the universe, the person that made the hummingbird and the stars, right? Like, and the grass and the flowers. What about me is trash? And whose timeline do I feel like I have to live in? This idea of wasted time. Like I owe somebody something. I'm not wasting time if I'm alive. Even this idea of like wasting time when you're having fun. I push back on that. Like, yeah, I wasted time. I was just online doodling and, I don't know noodling around, scrolling. Sometimes you need days to scroll. Sometimes you need days, to not do anything at all. If you're enjoying your time, it is not a waste of time. If you're enjoying yourself or doing what you feel you need in the moment, even if it's crying, if it's sitting in the car and sobbing, if it's laying on the ground in your bedroom, I've done this, and doing nothing. If it's listening to music in the shower and having a concert, right? Like, what do people think they waste time doing? If it's having fun because you feel like you haven't earned it, if you're having a great time, or not even having a great time, because I don't even want to put like the happiness pressure on it, but if you're doing what you feel like you need to do in that moment, you are not wasting your time. You are honoring yourself. You're honoring yourself. These constructs, these expectations of being somewhere by a certain time, at a certain age, having something by a certain time, they're all fake. It's all made up. This idea of beauty is all made up. This idea of success is all made up. It's usually somebody else's definition of success. We never check in with ourselves. What feels like success to me? What feels good to me? Like taking a second, breathing and sitting in silence. What do I like? What do I aspire to be? Or who do I aspire to be? What do I aspire to accomplish? What does beauty look like to me? Even like gap teeth, right? So when I was younger, I used to have a gap in my teeth. I have crowding, so I don't have a gap anymore. It worked out for me. But like, I love people with gaps in their teeth. I think it's gorgeous. But in this world, we're taught like, you need braces. You got to fix that gap. As if our bodies are supposed to be, and we're going to talk about bodies too, because I'm working through my own body shame that I have and body even hatred, I will even say. But this idea that my body has to be presentable enough to you to fit your idea of beauty is wild. I'm supposed to hate my body because you hate it. I'm supposed to hate my body because you're intimidated by it. You find it unsightly or unappealing or unattractive, really, right? You don't see me as someone to have sex with. Let's be real. You don't see me as marketable. You don't see me as something to stroke your ego, to make you feel good about yourself. And so I have to kill myself to be appropriate for you. That's crazy. You're not my God. You're not my man or my woman. You're nobody that I need to care about, but I'm supposed to I'm supposed to break myself down and feel trash about myself because you feel you don't like yourself. Let's be real. Where does that come from? You don't like yourself. My body is holy and sacred. It's not here for your consumption. It's not here for you to feel pleasant. It's not here for your enjoyment. Like, anyway, that's a whole other conversation. We'll get to that in a second later. But anyway, yes. I don't even know what I was saying, but here we are. All the stuff is fake. Everything's fake. I think of that meme with Carly Red when she's like, it was all a lie. Like, for real, holding up a piece of paper. It was all a lie. Everything. Like, when I'm really questioning everything, I'm like, everything really is a lie. Everything really is fake. These standards and ideas are some white man's version of their utopia, and it's trash. Their imagination is trash because this is what you imagined. This money. You could have had anything in the world, and y'all wanted money. You wanted power and access and fame and all these things at the expense of other people. Anywho, another conversation another day. But yes, the idea of my ancestors really put into perspective that I am literally carrying the souls, the DNA of the people who came before me. And if I call myself trash, I'm calling them trash too. If I'm calling my life a waste, I'm calling their life a waste too. And I know that their life was not wasted. I know their life was not wasted. Even the people who had them bound knew their lives were not wasted. You know why? Because they made money from them. They made money off of them. Even they know that their lives were not a waste. And here we are. It's like the ultimate mind F. I don't even know how else to say it. Excuse me for the vulgarity. But for real, like, you're telling me that I have no worth, that I am trash because I have not met your standards of your system that you created. However, you know that I am worthy because you want to exploit my labor. You want to exploit my body. You want to take me of all the things that I have to benefit you. Somebody's lying. And it's them. It's them. They're lying. It's the same trick. So even though they knew that they had worth, right, albeit perverted, it was very perverted, right, albeit perverted, they were sacred and holy. And I'm sure that I'm living my life because of them, because of the folks who came before me. Like, literally thinking generally, like specifically, rights. I wasn't there fighting for the rights. I wasn't marching, but I was, right? I was. But now I'm made up of those people. My song, my smile, my freckles, my moles, my love, my humor, the life I live is because of them. It's because of them. May they be remembered and honored. And may I honor them, and may you honor them, the people who came before you, right? By honoring yourself. By honoring yourself. I think about my enslaved ancestors and how they wanted nothing more than to be free, than to rest, than to sit down, than to, to take a break, to enjoy each other, to be able to do whatever they wanted to do. Right? Like, that was the goal. Like, to be free. To be free, right? And then we're here in this time of privilege and opportunity and access and connection and community. The exchanging of ideas is happening so quickly. And with all of that, all the blessings that we have benefited from them, we're using that time. We're using that time and that energy and that effort to enslave ourselves, to put down ourselves, to put ourselves back in a place where they fought so hard to come from. And it feels like dishonor. It feels like dishonor to say that anything in your life is a waste. Because I'm sure they wouldn't. They wouldn't think that your life was a waste. They would see your life as something they couldn't even imagine. Like, be real. Something they couldn't even fathom. And we're saying, like, that our life is a waste, worthless, trash, garbage, a landfill. One thing that I want to leave you all with, this was a quick live today. One thing I want to leave you all with is something that I wrote down that I want to share with you, that I wrote for myself. So, and I'll get to the comments and see what y'all are saying. So I wrote down, everything is new. Every day you bloom. Nourished by your past, your ancestors, your lessons, the things you're ashamed of. You are not a waste. You are not a waste. Your life is not a waste. You have not wasted your life or wasted time. You are now. You are here. You are alive. You are not garbage to be disposed of. Your past is not a thief. Your life is not a curse. You are alive, vibrant, abundant, rich. Rich like soil, like earth, like wealth. May you begin to see yourself as you are. May you begin to honor your roots and bless your compost. Becoming is a beautiful blessing, a gift. We become by being, and we be by our past. Our past is precious, sacred. May we lay down our arms, for we are not at war with ourselves, with time, nor with our history. We are wrapped in light, grounded by the rich earth, grounded in rich earth. We are blessing as we walk, as we speak, as we live. In life and death, we bless. In life and death, you bless. So I hope that you resonate with that. I hope that you understand what I'm saying. I hope that this came through. You know, we can spend the rest of our years being at war with ourselves and being at war with a past that we can't change, or we can use our past as compost to create a beautiful future or beautiful present. Let's not even talk about the future, the beautiful present. You are living the life that you're living now because of the compost of your past, because of your history, because of your failures and your mistakes and all the things that we're ashamed of. You are who you are, which is a beautiful being because of what has happened before. You're nothing to be ashamed of. You're nothing to be ashamed of. Your past is nothing to be ashamed of. I'm sure if we all were honest with each other, and that's what I feel like we need. We need honesty, like authenticity and safety, right? Safety when we share when we're vulnerable, not taking advantage, not over sharing with people who are not safe. But if we all really sat down and honestly shared our lives, the things that we're ashamed of, we'll realize that we're not alone, that we can make it. Even spiritually, right? When people talk about like the church or whatever, and you know, I have my thoughts about that. But one thing I do love about that, one thing that they do is like testimony service. And the thing that I love about testimony service, and again, that scripture, you know, we'll overcome by the words of our testimony, right? And other things, but the words of our testimony. There's beautiful things that happen when people share their life and share their shame. One, they are freed because it's like, oh, got this off, right? But also you set other people free who may not be brave enough to share the things that you're sharing. But you also give encouragement and inspiration to others and show others hope. Again, I talk about the chin hair thing. When that person said like, oh, I have chin hairs, right? Like that freed me because I thought I was alone. I thought it made me ugly. I thought it was unsightly and embarrassing and all these different things. I thought it, you know, and I realized like, oh, more people are experiencing, and more people in the chat were like, yeah, me too, me too, me too. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not alone. I'm not by myself, right? I'm not by myself. There's freedom that happens when you share, even what you're ashamed of. And when you share what you're ashamed of, it has no power over you anymore. When you share things that are like, yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? It has no power. It can't control you anymore. What are they going to say? You already said it. Yeah, I got chin hairs, and okay. You know, like, where do we go from here? But again, that's a different conversation, shame, which we'll probably talk about too. But yes, like this idea that your life is a waste. I hope that this reminds you of what you already know. It's not. And I think sometimes that tension we feel, the cicadas are going off. I think sometimes that tension that we feel being at war with ourselves is also a tension from like a third space. Like it's like oh, I hate what I did before. This is where I'm trying to be. This is who I'm trying to be. But there's also like a third tension that's like, I actually don't want to be at war with myself. I want to be at peace with both of these timelines, with this bridge. I want to bridge. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight myself. Why would I fight myself? I love myself. But there's like a bridge that we can create in saying like, thank you so much for all you've done. You did the best with what you had, with what you knew, with who was around you, right? You navigated that thing, you survived, and I got it from here. Even that phrase that says like, we're at competition with Be in competition with no one but yourself, right? And it's like, even that, no. I don't want to be in competition with myself. Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Why are we always, again, this is a culture and a country of war, right? It's a country of war. It's a violent place. And we have internalized that violence with ourselves. We don't have no peace with ourselves. We're fighting ourselves all the time. I should be skinnier. I should be bigger. I should be taller. I wish I didn't look like this. Always at war, never at peace. Never at peace because we're fighting each other. But something in us knows, something in the back of our heads know, like in our hearts, I'll say. Something in our heart knows that this isn't right. That war shouldn't be my lot. Destroying myself is sin, is wrong. There's something in me that knows that. And when I accept that truth, I see how I have been harmful to myself, abusive to myself. I have been my own saboteur, right? Like, I see that and I'm like, wouldn't it be better to live in peace and not be ashamed anymore? And of course that takes work, right? It's easier said than done. But I think sharing, and I hope that me sharing loosens up your binds just a little bit. I hope just a little bit where you're like, oh, okay, I can breathe a little easier. You might not be like totally free yet, but I hope that by sharing my own shame and my own journey, that you give yourself grace. There are things that I've done that I'm not proud of. There are things that I've done that I'm embarrassed about, that I cringe, that I cringe when I think of. You know, there are people that I entertained too long, wanting love so badly. A lot of my heartbreak came because I entertained people who did not see me for the sacred being that I was. And because I was so desperate for love and to be seen and to be validated, I was like, I'll stay, I'll work, I'll try, right? I don't have no shame about that. I'm annoyed, right? Because I do feel like you wasted my time a little bit, right? But also like, I loved. What do I have to be ashamed of that for? I loved. I gave my whole heart. I have nothing to be ashamed of. That's not my shame. Just because somebody didn't value me like I should have been valued, they fumbled me, okay? I'm joking, but for real. Like, seriously. Seriously, I have no shame about that. It's annoying. It hurts. You know, it takes time to process. But at the end of the day, I love that for me. I love that I gave my whole heart. I love that I love fearlessly. I love that I love without abandon. Because that's hard. And you have things that you need to be proud of yourself for too. It's not just me. I really want to see y'all hype yourselves up in the chat. So this question I'm going to ask you. Let me actually post it on here and then I'm going to read y'all comments. What are you proud of yourself for? Not ASMR. What are you proud of yourself for? Please share. Because your life is not trash. It's not. Yay. Your life is not trash. That is an insult to you, your maker, your ancestors, the people who came before you, everyone that you come in contact with. You calling everybody trash. Hi, Uprise Queen. Hello, hello. Yes, existing, period. I'm proud of myself for existing. As someone who struggled with depression and still struggles with depression, same. Existing. Jessica S., I'm proud that God made me smart. I love that. I love that. This is beautiful. Akila J says, I'm proud for keeping myself going and choosing me, period. And you all sharing all of this is impacting and inspiring other people. I promise. I promise. I promise. Erica says, finally taken my sabbatical. Congratulations, Erica. That's exciting. Happy sabbaticaling. I know it's not a word, but happy sabbatical. Home of Ren says, I'm proud of myself for putting my art out into the world. I love that and congratulations. I love that. I love that. Hi, Casey. Not giving up. Yes. I'm proud of you too. Aline Mika says, I'm proud of myself for surviving through caregiving. Ooh, 2 bedridden parents unexpectedly as an only child. Shout out to you, and I'm sending you so much love. Caretaking is so much work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I'm proud of you as well. I'm proud of you as well. And I hope that you're taking care of yourself too in that caretaking. Don't lose yourself. You got to take care of you too. Hi, Braids Like Brandy. Love that name. Proud that I have maintained meaningful friendships for years. I love that. And that's beautiful. Ooh, Ooh, Tab A says, I recently learned to swim. I love that, Tab. I love that. Congratulations. Isn't swimming wonderful? I love it. I love it. St. Cloverton James Jones, hello. I had to realize that too. I wasn't the fake one. Why am I feeling bad for your actions? Exactly. What? Why I gotta be embarrassed? Why I gotta be, skating around the functions and hiding my face? Oh, absolutely not. Hi, Ashley Brazil. I'm proud of my dedication to life and ability to begin anew. I love that. Every day is a new beginning, y'all. You can begin anew every day. Thank you, Ashley, for sharing that. MW3654. Is it bad that I feel like I'm already set back mainly because I haven't reached the accomplishments I want for myself, having a first job, getting into college, having a license, etc.? By the way, I'm 18. First of all, have grace with yourself. I'm 33. It's not bad that you feel that way. It makes sense because of the culture that we live in. The culture we live in rushes, it forces. There is no grace for taking your time, but it's a lie. It's a construct. The idea that you have to have all of that, that's a lot, first of all. A job, going to college, having a license, that's huge. Those are big accomplishments, and I'm not saying that they're small, but that's a lot. You're 18. God willing, life is long, right? Like, you have time. You have time. And I want to ask you, do you want all those things? And if you do, that's wonderful. But really, have you sat back and asked yourself, what do I really want? Am I doing this because I feel pressure to do this? Or am I doing this because I feel called to do this? I feel like I want to do this. You know what I mean? And it breaks my heart, honestly, like when I said I'm 18, when you said I'm 18, it breaks my heart because you're just getting started. When you really think about it, you have been, if you've been in the public school system, let's say you started in kindergarten, you've been in school for 13 years. Before that, you were 4, right? You're 4 or 5, right? Your life is just beginning. You have so much time. Do not rush. There is no race. You're not behind. You're just getting started and you're in your own lane. And when you say set back behind who? Because again, you're in your own lane, you're in your own race. You can go as slow or as fast as you want to go. You create the pace for your life, not other people. Other people don't dictate that for you. And of course, I remember when I was 18, I felt the pressures of my parents and school and my friends even, right? But as a 33-year-old, I'm here to tell you to take your time and to do what you want to do. This is your life. Don't let a fake, construct of time and achievement dictate where you go, who you are, when you need to do what you need to do, right? You have that freedom for yourself. If you want to take a year off and figure that out, that's beautiful. It's not wasted time. I would actually say that's expedient. That is smart. That is a smart thing to do, to consider, to sit for a second and be like, what do I really want? Who am I? I'm still learning who I am. Every day I'm learning me, right? Because I spent so much time in the system, then in college, it took me 9 years, right? And at 27, I graduated and I finally felt like I was starting my life. But you don't have to. I mean, again, I'm not your parent, but you're 18, so you're an adult. You don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. You don't. I have more to say, but I would actually implore you to watch a video I did about being behind in life, about being a late bloomer. Because, and again, sadly, in that video, I got a lot of 18-year-olds saying the same thing, 18, 20, 25. And I'm like, oh my gosh, your life is just starting. You have time. Have grace with yourself. Again, it's not bad because the system was created for us to always feel like we're behind. No matter what you achieve, nobody feels safe in the system. People who we think have it all together don't. Even they feel like they're competing and running out of time. There is no there, if that makes sense. There is no there. We just have to make peace with what is. Let's see. Copy and paste. But I hope that's helpful. Okay, it should have went through. But yes, I'm sending you so much love, so much grace, peace, rest. Take your time. You have nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to fear. Nothing. Hi, Junket 3000. Hi, Alicia. Growing resilience. It's hard, but you need it for everything. Yes, and I'm proud of you for that too. It is hard, but you do need it for everything. Hi, Sabora Jackson. I give when I have nothing left to give. So I'm proud of you. Yes. But I also want to make sure that you are not overgiving. If you don't have anything for yourself, take care of yourself first. It's not selfish. It's healthy. It's wise. And maybe it is selfish, right? It's focusing on self first because, like, again, going back to Adelia, Picky Girl Travels the World, she had a podcast where she interviewed Latifah Fleming. And one thing that she said that stuck out to me was you can't pour from an empty cup, right? But you should be pouring from your overflow. Give to yourself first. That, like, you giving to other people and not giving to yourself is not healthy, right? It's not healthy. What is healthy and sacred and holy is to take care of yourself first. Even that scripture that says, like, treat people how you want to be treated. That's like the golden rule. But, like, there's a scripture that basically says, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Then it says, love others as you love yourself. So if you're loving and giving to others and not giving to yourself, I'm not judging you because I've been there and I do it sometimes and I got to correct myself. It's out of order. It's out of you first and then everybody else. That's sacred. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm not trying to poo-poo what you're proud of, but I just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself too. That's all. That's all. Marissa says, I'm proud of myself for leaving a harmful work environment to pursue my creative passions and period. Yes, that's exciting. Congratulations. I'm proud of you too. That's exciting. And it's really exciting to see your journey. Marissa has a channel, y'all. Please check it out. Please subscribe. And I'll share some other stuff at announcements. I have announcements today, you guys. I feel fancy. Braids like Brandy. Yes, I got into swimming. It's so freeing. It is. Hi, Modern Doll. I'm proud I'm able to listen right now. That makes me happy. I'm proud that you're able to listen too. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Kayleen Romero. I'm proud I walked away from emotionally unsafe people I cared about. Ooh, and that's hard. And I've been there too. And I'm proud of you too. That's hard. LB says, I'm proud of my resilience, creativity, love. I love that. LB, yes. Hi, Black Butterfly. It's good to see you. I'm proud that despite everything I have gone through and am going through, I have sheltered my inner child throughout my life. I am her and she is me. Yes, I'm still very musical. I love that, Black Butterfly. I love that. Yes, LB, and not letting them go. Yeah, same. Faith Works Inspiration. Hello. Leaving a toxic relationship and learning how to set boundaries and defend and express myself. I'm proud of you as well. That is huge. That's huge. As someone who didn't have boundaries, learning how to set them is a lot of work, and I commend you. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Akila J says, I'm also proud that I made a new friend. Yay. And I've been being vulnerable. I love that, Akila. That's beautiful. Yay. A-Line Mika says, I'm so proud of all of you. Yes. Oh, this is one of my favorite places to be, y'all, because y'all just so kind. So kind. Oh, Black Nella, I think I missed half of the comment. Please comment again. It didn't come through all the way. Tea Time Beauty says, I'm grateful I can access gratitude. Yes, even when I am in a trauma response. I love that, Tea Time Beauty. Yes. Deshaun Burns says, I'm proud for finally setting boundaries, and I'm proud of you as well. Janessa Cool, hello. Finally knowing my worth and stop people pleasing. I love that. And as, again, a recovering people pleaser, I feel you. Black Nell, okay. I'm so depressed today. I had written in my journal that I wasted my life. Came on YouTube and you're talking about it. Yay! I'm so glad that this is timely. And I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. I think that everything is perfectly aligned. I'm hoping that what you got from this was valuable and helpful. And that it reminded you that you are not trash. Your life is not trash. You are a walking garden, and everything you produce is beautiful and useful and helpful. So yes, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. Artist Temple says, I'm proud of myself for courage, period. Courage. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Late bloomers. Yeah. And I hope that you see all the love that in the comments that you're getting, the shock, because whoa, 18, but I understand that feeling too. I get it. Like, life is moving so fast. Things are in a hurry, but I promise people here will tell you have time. You have time. You can take time with yourself. Yes, you have time. Yes. This idea of having it together. What does that even mean? Home of Ren, right? Like, what does that mean? Having it together. I'm 33. I ain't got it together. And I don't think anybody ever really does. We're all just kind of figuring life out as we take it day by day, no matter what age we are. It just, we're just like, okay. Sin Clover, yay, 33, 1990. Woo, 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 woo. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Home of Ren. Yes. Rabina says, I'm proud of slowing down and not accepting being shamed by others who don't understand my need for slowing down. I love that. Because that's huge. A lot of the reasons why we don't do what we feel like we need to do is because of shame. The fear of what other people going to say, what they going to say, you know? LB, here with the secret. We feel that at each age. The worry probably means you're on the right track. Just give grace to yourself. Thank you, LB, for that. Thank you for that. Yes. And I agree. I'm probably 99 and be like, what we finna do today? You know? Rice and Butter says, I'm proud of myself for taking time to learn how to love myself properly. Ooh, I love that. Taking time to learn how to love myself properly. We're going to talk about that here too. Because what does loving yourself even mean, right? I love that, Rice and Butter. Thank you so much for sharing that. I need to find the 40-something who feel behind. By middle age, you're supposed to be established. Supposed to. And I'm not that. Ooh, Black Nella, thank you so much for sharing that. What does a being established mean to you? Because I think that we have an idea of like what being established looks like to other people. But like I said, like people in the chat are saying, at every age, I feel like everybody's like I talked to my mom and she's like, you know, like just living day to day, you know? But yes. But I understand that. And again, I would say that these middle age, these requirements, these expectations, these benchmarks that people create are made up. They're not real. What is middle age? What does that even mean? Like, I get it in terms of like understanding like, oh, this is around the age that they are, right? But like, who said that we have to have everything together? And what does that even look like? What is having, does anyone ever have everything together, right? Like, I find that most people don't. Most people are just trying their best in making peace with what they have and where they are now, you know? So yes. Hi, Kid Death. I'm proud of myself for choosing my joy, yes, and creating my own path, for having the courage to continue life as my authentic self, for having the courage and determination to attract my dreams. I love that, Kid Death. Thank you. Yes. A villainous crone, there's no such thing as having it all together. I'll be 40 and still learning me. Absolutely. Braids Like Brandy says, everyone has their own timeline. I did college and grad school early, but just having fun in my late 20s. I love that for you, Braids Like Brandy. I love that. Let's see. That's one thing. I'd let my kid take a gap year. Yes, as long as they're getting out in the world. Absolutely. This is the thing. If I have kids, if and when we have children and they're 18, they're like, I'm not ready. You don't have to leave. It's okay. Like, there's no pressure. Figure it out. Take your time. I want to be able to give my kids the time that I wasn't afforded. You know what I mean? And not because like it's just like, that's not what we do. We graduate, we go to college, right? But I want to give my kids in the future time that I didn't have to like, no, figure it out. Try different stuff. Travel if you want. Try different jobs here and there. Go to school if you want to go to school. Study what you want to study, you know? But yes, anyway. Love that, LB. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, 40 is exhilarating. Enjoy. I love that. I'm looking forward to it because y'all living. My peers are settling down and I just started partying. I love that for you. Yes. Oh, here we go. Deshaun Burns says, society messed me up real bad when I was 18. Please don't listen to society. You are not behind. Thank you so much, Deshaun, for sharing that. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Ooh, Modern Doll says, why do we have celebrities when we're all celebrated? The definition. Yeah. Rabia says, when I was 18, some years ago, I thought I was old, but over the years, the idea of aging in time has become kind of suspended, if that makes sense. It does make sense. For me, I did a whole video about ageism, and I'll probably like repost it or something, because a lot of us are like afraid of getting older and aging because of what society makes us feel about aging. I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm not afraid of gray hair or like wrinkles. Like smile lines mean that I've been laughing my whole life, right? Like furrowed like the forehead lines mean that like I've been expressive my whole life. You know, crow's feet, my eyes closed when I smile. It means that I've been smiling or expressing. And I think that because the society is so shallow, right? Like and again, because patriarchy, all that stuff, white supremacy, all those things as well. Like we internalize that fear, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with getting older. Like, we're all hopefully gonna get older. But because of how older people are treated in society and how older people are talked about, how even we have been complicit, let's be real, in ageism, and the effects of that. And I'm actually going to interview somebody here to talk about ageism because that's what she does. It's all a lie. Aging is beautiful. It's a blessing. Every day you're alive above ground is a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, what are numbers? What, like, we're measuring revolutions around the sun. Great. You know what I mean? Like, the older we get, the more we should celebrate. The greater the celebration should be. Every day should be a celebration, you know? Modern Doll says, staying alive is an accomplishment. And it is. Very much. Very much. Let's see. Hi, Jenner's Listens. Hello, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh, yes. Rabia says, getting to know myself is something I'm at peace with. I love that. I love that. Yes. Thank you, Artist Temple. You are perfect just as you are. Yes. And this earth is your birthright. Period. I love that. I love that. And thank you all for sending love to MW3654. I appreciate y'all. Let's see what y'all saying. Somebody's slowly rolling up. Yay. Oh, and thank you, Nirvana. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I saw some questions. And I feel like I need to go back and go find these questions. But first, I want to highlight the people that have given. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. A Villainous Crone, thank you so much. I appreciate that. A-Line Mika, thank you so much. Let's Talk About It with Mara. Thank you so much. Also, she has her channel. Please check it out because she's sharing and healing and helping me heal. So I appreciate that. I'm Not Jessica. Thank you so much. I consider you a friend, so I'm with you through this. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. And thank you again, Nirvana. Thank you so much. Okay, now let me go to the questions. If you ask the question, can you please re-ask it? But I saw somebody ask a question, so I'm gonna go find it. But yes, but I hope this is helpful. And again, y'all can please keep sharing what you're proud of yourself for. You're not trash. Nothing you do is trash. Nothing you create is trash. You're organic matter. You're a walking garden. Walking living garden. So let's see. You know what would be better if when I saw these questions, I actually, okay, here we go. Highlighted them. Okay, back to the neutral. Hello. When you mean fast failure, excuse me, do you mean take chances on less risk adverse ventures? Yes, I think. So when you mean, okay, when I say fail fast, I mean the ideas that you have, do them. The fear that you have about failing, confront them. So they can show you that one, failure probably isn't what you think it is, right? We should redefine failure. But also, like, by failing fast or just going for the things imperfectly, messily, making mistakes, you learn more, you gain more compost, right? It's not trash. It's not wasted effort. That's my point. It's not wasted effort. It is compost that you can use to enrich yourself. Experience is learned. You know, you never know why you might get the rejection if you don't try to be rejected. I know that sounds crazy, but I was trying to publish a book a couple of years ago, and I submitted this book idea that I had. And, you know, the people were basically like, oh, this sounds like a great book, but we don't do that. We only do poetry and prose. And I'm like, oh, duh, right? Like, so that could be seen as a failure. But if I didn't submit my stuff, I would never know that they don't do fiction or they don't do, you know, nonfiction. They do poetry and prose only. So stuff like that, you know? And am I saying go out here and like spend your life savings on a thing? Maybe, if you feel called to it. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know, for the things that that you can afford to take chances on. I'm trying to measure my words because I want to mean what I say. But the things that you can afford to take chances on, take them. You're not going to die if you submit that book, you know, proposal. You're not. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably not going to be unhoused. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those things. Hi, E-Man Chucks. Hi, Alicia. I'm really sorry that I came across as arrogant. I wanted to know if you could help me, as I think that we are Afro-descended people it's me, it's not you. Help me, as I think we as Afro-descended people can learn a lot from Malcolm and Martin's approach to hold on one sec. I thought I just saw you. Okay, to the cause. and who embodied the approach that Blacks should take to Anglo-Saxon oppression in this day and age. What do you mean? I'm not sure. Refresh my memory, please. Refresh my memory, please, because I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. If this is about the conversation last time we went live, I appreciate that. I appreciate the apology. I do. And there's no bad blood. We're good. Seriously. Like I'm not being sarcastic or anything. Literally. We're fine. It's okay. It's okay. Um I think that was all the questions I saw. If not, please resubmit them because I'm sure I missed them. But I appreciate the apology. I do. I do. I really do. The Dark Knight. It's good to see you. Hey. The Dark Knight says, I feel so much better at 31 now than I was at 21. Yep. At 31, it's a level of freedom I gained from learning the truth about the world and how so much stuff we bought into is a lie. Exactly. The Dark Knight, it's really good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope that you're well. Hope that you're doing good. But yes, exactly. I feel a lot better about myself at 33 than I did at 18. You know, I really do feel like we get better with age. We do. And it's not even about like how you look, right? Or how you show up. It's like the confidence you have. It's like the security that you have within yourself that gets better. Um, let's see. So thank you for being here. And thank you, Black Butterfly, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. You help support this channel. I really appreciate you. Yes. And thank you, A-Line Mika, also a supporter. Thank you so much. Please remember to like the live and to show Alicia love. I appreciate that. Yes, if you like the live, it'll help the algorithm do the things and help people to see this who needs to see it. So yes. Hi, Miku. I gained so much weight and I find it so hard to love myself now. I've been struggling with my weight since I was a kid. I don't know how to love myself again. I'm from Poland, so sorry for your English is fine. My English is not that good, okay? But your English is great. There's no need to apologize. English is also hard. So there's that. I feel you. I gained so much weight and I find it so hard to love myself now. Yes. I've been struggling with my weight since I was a kid. I don't know how to love myself again. I'm from Poland, excuse me. So sorry for my English. Yes, no. First of all, I'm sending you a lot of love. And I see you and I hear you. And I understand that pressure, like that us being taught to tie our worth to how other people see and validate and value our bodies. And I want to say to you, that's not your fault. That you're not wrong. You're not in the wrong body. You're not the wrong weight. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not showing up wrong. It is the system that is wrong that has influenced us and trained us to hate the very bodies that we live in, to hate how we show up naturally within the world. Right. Just thinking on a lower level for myself, like my hair, right? This idea, and it's not weight. But my hair, for example, I am taught that my hair is wrong for how it grows naturally outside of my head. My hair is not wrong. My hair doesn't need to be tamed, right? Like my hair is what it is. Like it's them who don't have the eyes to appreciate and value people for real. Like the people who create these constructs are not spiritual. Like I'm not going to say they're not spiritual people. They don't have the eyes to see. They don't have the eyes to see what is sacred. They're very shallow. They're very shallow. And if it doesn't fit their idea of what beauty is, then nobody gets in, right? Those people don't get in. But I'm here to tell you that you are beautiful and you're valuable and worthy beyond how you think you look and take up space in the world. How you think you walk within the world. Like your body is not here to be consumed by other people. It is not here to be regulated, right? It's not here to be shrunken in their eyes. No, your body is beautiful. Your body is loving you. Your body is holding you. Your body is your home. Is your home. Your body is an outward expression of God's love. Your body is gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with your body. And obviously, right? Like you hear my words and I know that it's hard to even internalize that, especially when there's messaging every single day about how our bodies are wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. You're not. You're beautiful. I can say that without even seeing you. I know that you're beautiful. Just their definition of beauty, right? Like is perverted. Their definition of beauty is perverted. It's not real. That's not real beauty. And usually it's defined by what white men want to see, touch, feel, use, overtake, overpower. They want to tame, right? Like their definition of beauty and their, what am I trying to say? Their definition of beauty is wrong. It's flawed, but it's also about consumption, not about the soul of a person, not about real beauty of a person. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope that makes sense. And I hope that's helpful. I really hope that's helpful. You're beautiful, period. It's not a question. You are. Oh, okay. Hearts to you too. I'm sending you a lot of love and a big hug. If you like hugs, I should ask if you like hugs. But I'm sending you a big hug if you do. If you do. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Let's talk about it with Mara. We tend to wait until we lose our weight goal to celebrate. Nope. Now. Yep. Exactly. Now, while going through the process, I'm telling myself this too. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're worthy today. You're worthy today. Exactly. Celebrate now. Celebrate now. You're worthy today. Oh, yay, Miku. Miku says, I really appreciate that. I'm so lucky that I found this live. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for being here, all the way from Poland. And I really hope that, like, you hear the heart of what I'm trying to say. When words fail me, I hope that you feel what I'm trying to say. But yes. Yes. Shallow, exactly. And yes. No, I know what you meant. I don't, the YouTube be listening. But yes, absolutely. I'm now 34, and this is the best I have felt about myself, as I have had to unlearn, what society and people around me have told me what was wrong with me. My 20s, I lost my light, but I have it back now. I love that Introvert in Wonderland. I love that, and I love that name. And same, the darkest part of my life was my 20s. When your best years are in college, that's a lie for me. Those are my worst years. And I am a whole new me. And I'm grateful for the me that went through that college experience, because without her, I wouldn't be here. So I have grace for that, Alicia. And I love that, Alicia. I love her down. Okay. Because look at us now. You two be nosy. They do be annoying. Let's see. As a global marketer in the cosmetics industry, I second what you said about the consumption. Yep. Please do not internalize imagery or messaging that's from that industry. It's about business. Truly, that's it. Period. Thank you, Crystal B. I really appreciate you sharing this as someone from an insider. Like, it's all marketing. It's all about money. The more they can get us to hate ourselves, the more money we spend. That's it. The more they can get us to hate our bodies, hate the way that we dress. I don't know. What else do we hate? Hate the car we drive, hate the house we live in, whatever it is. The more that they can get us to hate ourselves, the more money they get from us. They're milking us. Don't feed them. I feel like we should starve these, sorry, not you though, Crystal B, but I feel like we should at least change these definitions of beauty, which is also dangerous, because then accepting all beauty becomes profitable and marketable too. And I don't like that either. It's a complicated thing, but yes. Then people don't know what they want. They don't. 1 minute thick is in, then the next thick is back to being fat. They do that on purpose to constantly keep people on a hamster wheel. Exactly. They want to keep you anxious and buying new things constantly. Exactly, the Dark Knight. So they always got to drum up new narratives. It's all nonsense. All of it is nonsense. And we're all being programmed. To be discontent with ourselves, with our lives, with everything about us, everything. And I agree with you. Like, there are so many people who, and again, I'm not against surgery or cosmetic surgery or none of that. Do what you want to do, right? But like, there are so many people who are sad. You said as a catch-all, but like, they're sad and also other complicated feelings because they did this surgery or got this done or changed this about themselves when this was in. Now this isn't in anymore. Now they got to go back. Like, it's too much. Your body is too sacred to be boiling it down to whether white men approve of your body or not. Your body is too sacred to be doing that. Excuse me. Okay, the nosebleed stopped. Thank God. Yay. Books and Sunshines 11111. I gained 25 pounds. I don't know why that 11 was a struggle for me. I gained 25 pounds after my husband's death. I'm so sorry. But I have to remind myself that grief shows up differently. Yes, grief shows up very differently. Absolutely. For some people, when they grieve, they lose weight. For some people, when they grieve, they gain it, right? Some people don't at all, but grief is a complicated thing that doesn't need to be rushed or judged. However grief shows up doesn't need to be judged, especially not in your body. Your body's doing so much to hold yourself together while you're grieving. It gaining weight should not even be, that's not even important, right? There's physical things that happen to the body when you are grieving. Physical things that are happening to the body when you're grieving. And it's trying to take care of you. It's trying to heal itself. It's trying to take care of you the best way that it can. Have grace with yourself. Yes, A-line Mika, exactly. That's right. Books and Sunshine. Allow yourself grace, period. That's it. Journey to Kingdom Woman says this is why I deleted social media. Social media cannot take all the programming and crap. Exactly. And I think I'm about to go on like a social media. I don't know what it's going to be. It's like this complicated, really. I hate having to be plugged in. But what I love is that YouTube and like my podcast are the places that I like share my things, right? And on Instagram, I kind of share it, but I also just follow people. I look at puppies and birds and older people talking, and just like, I'm able to curate that thing as much as I can, obviously, because they're still trying to put programming in there. But I follow who I want to follow. Sometimes you got to change who you follow, even if it's me. If there's something that I say or do or that incites some sort of, that ignites some sort of like self-hatred, please unfollow me. Please unsubscribe, because nothing is more important than you loving yourself and taking care of yourself. Seriously. You know what I mean? So yes. Aw, I appreciate that, Echo Lyrics. It's good to see you. You're witty with answers of truth. That makes me happy. I didn't know that I was witty. Oh my, thank you. Fet Holland says, once I finally comprehended and understood that everything is made up, now I'm intentional about designing a life I love while simultaneously disrupting systems. Exactly. There's freedom there. Yes. Same here, Alicia. I only follow what brings me joy. Exactly. Like on YouTube, stuff will come because I follow a lot of Black women. And so sometimes like manosphere stuff will come in and, random videos. So I can't necessarily control everything that happens here, but I feel like on Instagram, I can kind of, like, some stuff might pop up, but for the most part, it knows I like puppies, rainbows, sunshine, the beach, songs, artists, Black women, what else? Dancing, travel. Yeah. And then sometimes I post my own stuff, So yes, just be careful of what you're taking in, because your heart is always listening. There's a scripture that says, we'll get to that in a second, but your heart is always listening. You're internalizing everything you take in, whether you know it or not. As I'm sitting here talking to you, my brain is taking in, there's a tree right here that the cicadas are singing. There's a bird singing over there. It's hot, right? The sun is shining. My car is red. There are so many different, there's a lot of information that I'm taking in right now. And so even the things that you're not aware that you're taking in, it's still being taken in. Which is why, even though I'm doing this right here, somebody might recall, hey, what was outside of your window when you were on this live? I can recall that because I'm still paying attention, even though I'm here, right? Even though I'm here, I'm still paying attention to what's going on around me. So the same way, if you're taking in music, videos, and even for me, I had to stop watching critically videos. I had to stop critically watching videos because it was making me sick. It was making me angry. I was frustrated all the time. I was annoyed, triggered, being re-triggered and re-traumatized by what I'm thinking is like passively taking in content. No, that stuff affects you. All of it affects you. And sometimes we can get so addicted to like the feeling we get, like the visceral reactions that we get from watching some of this stuff. But sometimes we think it's just like passive and not happening, right? Maybe you don't have a reaction at all, but your body, your heart is always listening. It's always taking in information. Ooh, Akila J. Yes. I feel like I'm addicted to relationship content. I feel you. 'Cause there's no lack in them. They're everywhere. Everybody's talking about relationships. Half of them don't know what they're talking about. They just be talking. It's everywhere. So it's almost like you can't escape it. Like you're running through, it's like that meme. What does that mean? When The Weeknd is like walking through, like running through the tunnel and like whatever. Anyway, it was like during a performance, I think for the Super Bowl. But either way, like, it's hard not to find it. It's hard to avoid it. So I feel you. And it is addicting because, like, oh, what are they going to say? Oh my God, that makes me so mad. What is this person going to say in response? Oh my gosh, they didn't say what they should say. That's me. I feel you. And for me, I have to be like, actually, I don't really care. I don't know these people. I don't talk to people who believe this. I'm not interested. You know what I mean? But I feel you. It's hard to break that relationship, and it is addicting. These platforms, your phone, everything is designed to keep you addicted. Everything. It's exploiting you. And like Home of Ren said, your attention is currency. So even if we're hate watching something, we're still making other people money. We're making YouTube money and the creator money. You know what I'm saying? Kid Death says, I can't stand gossip. I can't stand gossip in T channels. Okay, yeah. So low vibrational, yeah. I don't know how they stay up with the drama. That's a full-time job. That's okay. People be breaking the news. I'm like, I gotta be in the woods somewhere. I can't do this. I can't do this. But yes. Ooh, true crime has me in a chokehold. See? I'm too sensitive for that. I can't, but I understand people, they say that that's one of the most popular genres of podcasts. Is true crime. And just think about how much crime and murder and harm people are taking in every single day. That does something to you. We might not know what it does right now, but we'll find out later. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is just really shallow. It is. And I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But yes, it is. Fed Holland says, I'm addicted to relationship videos too. Even became certified in attachment theory. That's cool. Then after doing all of that, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I feel you. We're tired. Hang it up. But but I will say, if you're doing something positive with it, I don't blame you. You know, like I don't, not that I would blame you either way, but I don't see anything wrong with that because we need good relationship folks. We need good conversations about relationship for real because all this is trash. A lot of what's happening is people are exploiting people of their trauma, of their abuse, of their cheating, and like giving a lot of men excuses to just be bad people. And it's too much. It's exhausting. All right. Yay, the Dark Knight. Good luck. I hope you do well in your interview. Thank you for being here. And hi, Erica Jones. Hello. Artist Temple says, gotta go for today. Until next time. Good to see you, Artist Temple. We're actually about to wrap up. So I appreciate you all being here. Listen, attention is currency. ADHD has been called out. Listen, I need to go get evaluated, y'all. I'm just going to be honest. Because I'm looking at like, oh my God, this looks like me. This sounds like me. But I haven't been like, anyway. Yes, I'm on the decentering men chapter. So content about these men, I need a break. Yeah. I understand that. Like, shout out to Erica De Niro TV. Love her. Her birthday was yesterday. But she was talking about like the different stages of grief, especially like as Black women, like with Black men, right? And how a lot of us are in the angry stage, which is important, right? I'm in an angry stage of my life right now, not necessarily about like relationships, but just about stuff. And like a lot of us get caught there and stuck there. Like we're not really moving through our healing process. We keep feeding the fire that is our anger, which is healthy, right? It's healthy on some level, but on another level, it becomes toxic. The anger that we talked about, how anger is holy and sacred, right? But also if you're not processing that stuff, it'll consume you. It'll eat you alive. Your anger is holy, but if it's not processed correctly, it will kill you, you know? And to keep being re-traumatized and re-triggered and harmed over and over again, I couldn't do that. I'm with you, Alicia. We need to be intentional and mindful with what we consume. Absolutely. Thank you for these nuggets of wisdom. You're welcome. And it's like eating vegetables, right? Like trying to get a kid to eat vegetables. Like the kid is not going to want to eat the vegetables, right? Like, but it's healthier for them. And I think coming off of like addictive stuff that talks about stuff like that is almost like, okay, let me stop eating this stuff. Let me eat the vegetables because I need it to live, right? Or let me not listen to anything. Let me listen to myself. Because a lot of the podcasts that I was listening to when I was angry, like almost said people's name, but a lot of people in that genre, y'all know who I'm talking about. I used to watch it because it gave me voice for what I was feeling. And I love that. I love being able to say, yes, that's it. It gave me words for what I was going through and words for what I was experiencing. And it gave me validation and it helped me to be seen. But after a while, I can't get down with all the philosophy and I can't get down with watching that every single day because I'm going to be exhausted and angry. My jaw's going to be tight. I already got TMJ. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nothing else. Introvert in Wonderland says TikTok tries to sneak in these horrible true crime stories about women getting cut. Yeah, exactly. If I watch one video, my mind, body, and soul feel shifted into a bad vibe. Exactly. Exactly. So yes. Okay. But anyway. Oh, it's not. The Finch left. Thank you for asking what Wing It Will 500. The Finch left. It graced us, it blessed us, and it left. But next time I will try to catch. Actually, should have just used my phone. Dang. Anyway, but yes. But I hope that this I hope that this conversation, this talk was encouraging. I hope it was helpful. I hope that you're reminded that you are not trash, you're not garbage. You are holy and sacred. You're a walking garden. Everything from your life is compost. Shout out to Alexis. Everything in your life is compost. It is not a waste. It is not trash. It's not trash. It's not trash. Oh, thank you, St. Cloverton James Jones. I appreciate that. Side note, your top goes great with your skin tone. Notice because I'm trying to add more nude tan colors in my wardrobe. I love them. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. I got this from Target, I think. I can't see the tag, but I think I got it from Target. It's a dress. It's a short dress, but it's nice. It's hot, so perfect for right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. All right, y'all. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Oh, Erica Jones, when are you generally live? It has not been consistent lately, but I do want to get on a more consistent schedule, or more predictable, I should say. Like these days, I usually go live. But usually, lately, it has been Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. It used to be Monday nights, but now we're here. So, I could do a better job of letting people, hey guys, I'm gonna go live. But yes, but thank you for asking. Thank you. Hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful time. I may come back later today to make music. We'll see how I'm feeling. But if not, I love you guys. I see you. Love yourselves. Love each other. You are blessings to you, and you are a blessing. You're a blessing. Oh, 1 second. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Priscilla Bailey, for liking the video. I appreciate you. Thank you. On Facebook. I appreciate that. I watched your... Why is it hiding? Uh-oh. Anyway, I watched your video about being done with the grind in meritocracy, Black excellence. How does one provide for oneself without participation in meritocracy? I will talk about that at a different time. But yes, we will talk about it because I've gotten very creative on how to make money. And like I said before, right? Like I can criticize capitalism. Shout out to Tiana from, I keep forgetting her channel's name. Fab Socialism. Shout out to Tiana. She says you can criticize capitalism and still participate in it because guess what? We got to, right? So we can talk about some creative ways that I make money. That doesn't necessarily have to add up to Black excellence because I don't have to be their definition of Black excellence, just to be able to care for myself. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, I love you guys and I will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Sending much love to those of you who have lost anybody. This weekend I'll be burying my Aunt Eunice. Yeah. All right. Love you. May you think about the people whose shoulders you stand on. All right. Much love and joy. Bye, everybody. Bye.